I'm David Punter. I'm the Business Development Director for Hawkey, Cleaning and Support Services. And I'm proud and pleased to say that I've got with me
Natalia Pickett, Head of Procurement for Keolis Amey DLR.
Natalie. We're obviously delighted that for one of our initial podcasts, we want to talk a little bit about procurement. And really, we've had a nice chat before this meeting, and we really wanted to try and understand a little bit about your journey entering into procurement and how it started. You've obviously been in it for a very long period of time.
Thank you for reminding me about my age. Thank you.
But if I could look as good as you, Natalie, I would be a very, very happy man. So you started in procurement almost by default, or what's your story there?
Accidentally, when you talk to doctor or soldier or lawyer or cosmonaut, majority of them, they dreamt to be in their specialty from childhood.
Yeah.
But I've never met any procurement person who wanted to be procurement from kindergarten. Never ever. Majority of us ended up in procurement sort of accidentally, and then fell in love with this job and stay there forever. I studied artificial intelligence in Moscow Railway University, then moved to computer services and logistics, then to computer procurement, and then to procurement of everything. So
so did you not want to continue with artificial intelligence? Obviously is something that's really out there now. And is it something that you didn't want to pursue, or what was the reason for that sudden change of direction?
We have a joke, you can cut it off if you want, that if a blonde girl dye her hair to brunette, it's called artificial intelligence.
Okay.
No, probably... No, I was good at what I was doing. I started to do my PhD and the rest of it in my university. But then all changes in Russia happened, perestroika and the rest of it, and I needed money, so I started to work in computer science companies, and then sort of deviate from artificial intelligence to computer services, logistics, and then to procurement.
Okay, and so now obviously you're well established in and been through a number of procurement roles. What is it you like about procurement? If I was a new person, let's say, just coming into procurement, and I'm excited about it, I've just graduated from university, I also did artificial intelligence, let's say, and what's it that you like about it that would attract me to join that field?
I'm not sure about you, but what attracts me that procurement, we're in the middle of everything. Whatever is going on in the company, it can be engineering or HR or marketing or whatever, we will be in the middle. One way or another, we will participate in this project. So it is great, and it's never a dull moment.
So it's a role that it crosses over so many different departments.
All of them, yes.
Right. So, yeah, I can see why that would be attractive, because you kind of got your fingers in every pie.
And every day you learn something new.
And, as the saying goes, someone in procurement or even facilities management wear many hats, right? Hence the name of the podcast, Wear Many Hats. So
indeed, yeah, I think it sounds a really important thing that just moving on a little bit into industry. So tell me a little bit about where you are now. So now you work in an industry or industries. What does your company do?
Industry is public transport. Our company is running Docklands Light Railway. We are operator and maintainer of Docklands Light Railway.
Okay.
Also, Keolis, we run Manchester Metrolink, again, maintainer and operator, and Nottingham Trams. This is our presence in the UK.
Okay. So, are you just in the UK for your procurement, or do you do work overseas?
No, Me personally, UK only, but company is global.
Okay.
So yeah, I have a lot of procurement peers across the globe in every continent, apart
Okay.
from Antarctica.
And what skills are required to do your job?
Probably like every job, it is common sense, it's risk management, it is creativity and problem-solving skills, obviously number crunching a little bit, and irresistible charm. It is given.
Well, you certainly have lots of that, and I think that that's an important thing in terms of engagement with suppliers and procurement increasingly now, because we're sort of at arm's length quite a lot of the time. So just give me an idea, really. What does a sort of typical day look like for Natalia?
There is never a typical day. Because all days they're pretty different, but not sure what level of details do you need, but
as much as you can give, Natalia.
Morning coffee on my balcony with the view to Royal Docks.
That's nice.
And City Airport, yes, it is nice. Then my cats will remind me that they need breakfast as well. So it's sort of my own moment in the morning that's set me out for the day. Then I drive to office or use DLR, depends on how much I need to bring with me. I'm like just 30 minutes away. And then I have my to-do list, what I plan for this day, and just go through this list. Depends on priorities, importance, and sometimes who is shouting louder.
And part of your team, so you've got a small team.
Yes.
in London,
yeah.
And you mentioned you've got a small another team in Manchester,
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So are you having group meetings with them on a regular basis? How is that?
Yes, because we do this sort of flexible working. We're not every day. We're in the office sometimes, from home, sometimes in different depot or different cities. But yes, we meet on a regular basis and just share our experience, our plans, and how we can help each other.
Okay. And do you have, during that sort of typical day or week, do you have regular meetings with the other different departments? Because obviously we talked about, you're wearing many hats. And that, are you 1 minute talking to, let's say, I don't know, HR about a recruitment of a key position, or are you thinking, I need some engineers for this, or is it that chaotic, or?
No, it is not. Normally, majority of conversations are set up during the budgeting period.
Okay.
So I roughly know what we need, when we need.
So you have a timeline that you pretty much 1 year to the next is the same.
Yes. Beauty of procurement job that it's I can plan. Surprises can happen, but very rarely I can plan it. So, and very rarely something is urgent. If something is urgent, means something didn't do their job properly.
Right. And do you pull them up on that?
I will give them gentle Russian hint. Yes. Yes. But no, of course, accidents can happen, and if some incident or accident, we will do whatever necessary to fix it. But in normal life, nothing is urgent, and we need to take our time to do proper due diligence before we appoint some supplier.
Okay, so if you were to think, I used to think, and I used to say to people, in operations, a problem hits daily. In sales, it's weekly. In finance, it's monthly. And now I've got a fourth one. In procurement, it's yearly. Is it on a yearly cycle as such?
There is not a problem as such.
Or just the cycle of life, let's say.
I'm not sure, because we're supporting all these functions simultaneously. And if one of the function face some problem, it will be our problem, and we'll do our best to fix it if we can. And we will do our best to prevent this issue. So I'm not sure that it is irregularity, but we are trying not to create problems by ourselves. This is why we're doing all the due diligence well in advance and monitor all our suppliers.
Okay. I mean, because you mentioned to me when we had a chat before, is that in the transport sector, the due diligence is pretty much off the Richter scale.
If we make a mistake, somebody will be killed and somebody will go to jail, literally.
Okay. On that note, is that my next question is that what would you say to someone by way of advice if they were starting their career off in the procurement, FM procurement? So let's say I've just graduated and I want to start, and I've suddenly put my hand up and said I want to start my career in FM procurement. What advice would you give me?
Go to the shop floor and learn.
Okay.
Just to learn this business, not procurement, but business you are going to work in, and to understand what their needs are and how you can help them, because procurement, we are supporting function, we are supporting business, we're not leading anything, we are supporting business needs. So just learn what they do. So
you're almost saying that someone should have a business head first of that business before they go into a procurement job, rather than straight into a procurement job. Is that what you're saying?
No, even if you go straight to procurement job, for example, you accepted by a job first time in your life, spend few days with your engineers and few days with your HR, just shadowing them, just to understand what they're talking about, their language, their acronym, what their day-to-day life is and how you can help. Because if daily they're doing the same routine and this annoys them, just suggest them some system. Maybe this system will change their life forever, or whatever is that. But I understand business needs first and then do procurement, because otherwise you will always chase cheaper solution. If you will listen finance only, love them dearly, but if you will listen finance only, it will be only savings can't possibly be a prime procurement target. It is fundamentally wrong approach. Innovations, efficiency, and if you run proper procurement process, savings will be natural outcome of this procurement process.
So that's interesting you said that. I mean, obviously Hawkey Cleaning and Support Services are a supplier of cleaning services, and quite often we're up against a tender, let's say, where it's the cheapest bid or the most economically advantageous. But what you're saying there is that that's not what you're about.
No, procurement is not about savings. No, it's 21st century. No, it's about innovations, efficiency, and how reliable are you?
Okay.
Reliability, yes, correct word. Reliability.
Thank you. Looking specifically now at facilities management, has the way, do you think, that facilities management procurement changed over the years?
Yes, because it's more people focused now. Again, it is less about money. It is more about retaining these people with knowledge and
keeping your friends close. Or your business relationships.
Yes, but also I want to keep people who know my business and who will help me. And if something happened, like pandemic, I know that I can call this supplier and I will be on top of packing order and everything will be done. But if I will bash you over the head for all these many years and then I call you help, you'll say, you know what, go away, because you pay me next to nothing. Mm-hmm. But if we build partnership, if we maintain this partnership, if we maintain this conversation, is pandemic or not pandemic, whatever happened, we can find a solution. Okay. So now it is more people focused.
So that's interesting. So, I mean, what I would say then is that, or the question I'd ask next is, you know, with the advent of sort of online meetings, obviously as a result of, which stem out of the pandemic, where people are using Zoom and Teams and stuff, do you feel that this has in any way affected the way strong partnerships with suppliers can be fostered? I.e., we're not having a face-to-face all the time, we're not seeing the whites of people's eyes, we're not seeing the smile and the joke and those types of things. Do you think that's affected it?
Yes, but for me it will be hard to appoint supplier based on only Teams meeting, because I need to meet. I prefer to meet face to face and sort of feel the supplier. But maybe I'm just old school. But yes, meetings are very, very important, and this importance of small talk and just conversation outside of the business, like we were talking about cats. It is important just to understand what these people are about, because in the end of the day, I'm buying from people.
Okay, and you mentioned it's to do with, can I trust that person? Are they authentic?
Yes, it helps me, but again, because I'm 100 years old, I'm old school, but yes.
And do you think that COVID and the way that we now work has kept, us as suppliers and procurers more at arm's length?
Yes, a little bit, but also it speed up the process. So if I need to have, for example, monthly meetings, I don't need to travel across the UK to meet the supplier headquarters. I can just sit in my home office comfortably with my cats and cup of coffee and run this meeting. And effectiveness of this meeting will be the same. But once a year or twice a year or whatever necessary, I will travel across the UK. And
there needs to be that face-to-face.
And sit in supplier office. And if it is cleaning company, are your office clean? For example, if it is catering company, how's your canteen? This sort of thing. It is like when I'm going to manicure, first thing I will check how good manicure of this beautician who is doing my manicure. Yeah. Because if you can't look after your manicure, why should I trust you with my beautiful hands? Again, it is maybe it doesn't sound that professional, but this is how part of my my personal due diligence.
Well, we are working with people, and we're working in the people industry, so I think it's a very good point. So, what do you think is the next big thing in procurement that us, let's say, Hawkey Cleaning and Support Services, need to look out for?
Doing your best to keep all your good stuff. Make sure that people don't leave. Retention, because somebody recently told me that in terms of people, my biggest competitor is Amazon, because Amazon sucked all the people to Amazon delivery. Or many years ago when I worked for some office company, and we realized that our biggest competitor is Starbucks, because people are working in Starbucks doing their job. So it is not necessarily competition, not necessarily straightforward, but I think for procurement it will be even more people focused than it is now. Just to keep people.
Thank you. Moving on to how important, for example, are sustainability issues. I mean, Hawkey Cleaning and Support Services have been very big drivers internally on sustainability recently. But how important is it, sustainability issues with a supplier that you work with, so a chosen supplier?
Of course it is important. Don't take my polls differently. I just don't know where to start, because trains, railway, were as sustainable as possible. Yeah. But I'm not sure where to start. We have all this sustainability. We have piles and piles of documents which we produce on a regular basis for TfL and for parent companies, and it is a lot of clauses and clauses in our contracts what we need to satisfy, and how we check all our suppliers. And then all our suppliers, they're registered not sure whether we will be talk about it lately. It's called Rail Industry Supplier Qualification System.
Okay.
So all the suppliers who want to work in rail industry,
they have to go in that framework.
Yes.
But I remember you sent me some notes and stuff, just some things that you mentioned on the sustainability issues and stuff. But one thing that was paramount over and above perhaps sustainability in the industry you work with was health and safety comes first.
Absolutely, yes. Safety first, yes.
And then it will be sustainability in that order.
And then will be the rest of it.
Yeah.
Safety, yes. You need to come back home alive.
Yes. If you had a crystal ball, what would you change about the current procurement process as you see it to make it easier for, let's say, us?
I don't need crystal ball. I'm procurement. I know exactly what I need. A
wish list, let's say.
And I partially have it already. In rail industry, we have this system RISC, Rail Industry Supplier Qualification System. It's run by RSSB, Rail Standard and Safety Board. And for the rest of the world, we have a company called Keolis.
Yeah.
So technically, it is a database of the suppliers with all the information about them, financial stability, sustainability, all the policies, procedures, documents. But also, beauty of both of the systems that auditors from these two companies physically will go to the supplier site and check that they can do the job they claim they can.
Okay.
And this is because it is a lot of suppliers, say, I can do cleaning. Show me how you do it. Just show me. And this is very important.
So what you like about it is that there's this one-stop shop of pre-qualified suppliers sitting on a portal, let's say.
Yes, it is very important due diligence for me that somebody, bless them, already collected all the information. Because, for example, if I need to appoint some obscure electrician for do some very clever things, I have no idea what I'm talking about as a procurement. And suppliers say, I can do it. How? I even don't know what certificate to ask them for. This certificate or another, or what standard, or whatever. And subject matter experts, maybe in our company, maybe they don't know everything about it. Maybe we can miss something.
Yeah.
But a special auditing company, they know exactly.
But as a supplier, let's say Hawkey Cleaning and Support Services, is that in order for us to get onto something like that, we would have to pay, what, £3,000 to just get on there?
Yep.
And with no understanding as whether it could lead to anything or not.
Correct, but when I run search for cleaning companies, cleaning companies in this system, you will pop up, and I will do my shortlisting. Depends on your geographical coverage, your turnover, or whatever is that.
Okay, and so it's a one that everybody asks normally at an interview rather than anything else. Is that what for Natalia is your biggest regret in your career to date?
I don't have any regrets at all.
Okay.
How boring is that?
I suspected you might say that.
Okay.
So what I will do is I'll change that question around a little bit. Is what if you do something differently in your career today, what would you do differently?
Probably not in the career. In my childhood, probably I would study different languages early, because now I'm studying German. And when you're 100 years old, it's nearly impossible. Languages, yes, because it's opened your horizons.
Do you think that would have opened more of your horizons in your career then, or just in...
Absolutely, yes,
really?
Yes.
Okay.
Because with English language, you can work only on headquarters.
Okay.
And because headquarters normally speaks English in every country, but if I want to work, for example, in Switzerland, I don't know Swiss law.
Right.
I know procurement, but I don't know Swiss law. And without language, I can't possibly learn Swiss law or whatever is that. So languages.
And what would you say is your greatest achievement in your career to date?
I think that I managed to build my career from scratch, from sort of on the bottom of a career ladder to top in both countries, in Russia and in England. So,
was that because you were like a go-getter, or was it because of circumstances, or was it because you like a challenge?
I don't know, to be honest, but I always believe that I need to do as much as I can, and then we shall see what happens.
Okay, thank you for that. And finally, just what things in life, and it could be work, it could be leisure, whatever, gives you the greatest satisfaction and enjoyment?
Travel and cats.
Travel and cats. But sometimes having cats and travelling is not always compatible. So what happens when you go away and the cats, where do the cats go?
My daughter will pick them up. This is the beauty of having adult daughters. She's more friend than a daughter. Or we have, again, it will be advertising now. It is very, very posh cattery in Brentwood in Essex, where it is big mansion, and every cat or pair of cats have their own room with all the furniture and the rest of it. They have a cat's bar, and so I want to live there. It's bloody expensive, but it is absolutely fantastic place.
That's very interesting. What I would say to you, and is it clean?
Yes, because cats are very, very clean animal.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that. I thoroughly enjoyed it.